Hey there. I'm going to make some seed starter here. I have some Miracle-Gro seed starting stuff. I'm going to put it in a little container. This is actually a spinach holder from the store, and it's a good size. And I have found that some of my seeds that I've started are drying out too fast. Like these are some basils that I started. I know they're dried out because I'm going to transplant them, but because of my little growing space I have here, these lights, I don't know if you can see, this is a grow light, and I also have some grow light bulbs. You know, keeps this at a heat so that my seedlings for summertime, my tomatoes and peppers and things will be ready since we're a colder climate right here. So, but what it also does is it dries it out really fast. And so some of these things that I've tried to start, you know, they started out good and then they dried out. They got their ends, you know, dampened off. That's what it's called, dampening off. And so I'm going to start over, which is what we do. We just keep starting over until we get it done. And so first I'm going to mix up some new stuff. Now, one of the things I decided I'm going to do with this is I need to add some more aggregate to make this wick easier so it doesn't hold the moisture in. It goes through, and then I'll know. I'm just going to keep watering it more. So it just keeps going through, but it's going to be an even watering. So what I have is vermiculite. And this, it just makes it aerate, and it makes it drain better. Now you don't necessarily need a lot, and it's very fluffy, and you don't really want it in your lungs. You don't want to breathe a bunch of it, so you want to be real careful to, you know, not get it to puff out a whole lot. But I'm going to put quite a bit in. You know, that's about a quarter cup to a half a cup maybe of this little batch that I'm going to do here. And when I start seeds, like you'll see in these containers, I will just, depending on the size of the seed, if it's a teeny tiny little seed, you know, I will just put them on the top and not necessarily cover them. If it's a bigger size seed, you know, you want to cover them the amount of what the seed size is. So if it's a sunflower seed, it's a big seed, you want to put it down in there half inch or so. If it's a tiny little seed, even like carrots and stuff, and you just sprinkle them on there and you just tamp them down with your fingers. So these are doing pretty good. This is just like a lettuce bin. I didn't put any holes in it. And I have the lids, and so I kind of made a little mini greenhouse when I started these. The tomatoes, you'll see, are kind of dried out because these have their second leaves on them. And these I'm going to transplant today. I'm going to take them out of this cluster and put them into some individual pots. And you can see, hopefully, there we go, like this one in particular has its second set of leaves on it. So you want to wait until the seedlings have their true leaves, is what they're called. It's the second set of leaves. Like this one, this is their initial leaf, and this is their second set of leaf. This one just has its first leaf on there. So there's enough in here that I'm going to go ahead and transplant some. I'm not going to need all these. So like this one is the Juliet. This little section right here is my Juliet tomatoes. That is a a cherry tomato. It's going to make a ton of tomatoes. But I went ahead and put quite a few seeds in there to start so that I had enough. I didn't like have none. You just never know what's going to happen. And so I might just pick 4 of these, the best ones, and transplant them. This one looks really good because it's the tallest and its second true leaves are really big. So that's something I'm going to do after I start some new seeds. So also what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mix this vermiculite in here with my hands. And then I'm going to just get some water and wet it and get it good and moist. You don't want it to be mud, but you also want it to kind of clump so that your seeds that you put in to start have something to settle in on. You know, if it's really too airy when you start it and then you water it, it's going to flatten way out. It's not going to have enough oomph and a thickness underneath it, which is what Russ and I like to say when we're talking about something to make it bigger and thicker and oomphier. That came off of the Food Channel some years ago. Some woman on a commercial said, oh, I remember it was like the worst cooks show, and I forget his name, said something, or one of them said, did you just put flour in that? And she said, the girl says, yeah, it needs an oomph and a thickness. So we always say it needs an oomph and a thickness when we want to make things oompier and thicker. So you can see with the water, this is getting a little clumpy. So now I know how much to put in my little, whatever I'm going to start my seeds in. I'm going to squeeze it for you and show you. See, it's squeezing together, it's holding, but yet it's crumbly enough to kind of break apart. And so because these plants in here are doing so good in these containers, these are lettuce containers, and this is a mushroom container, I'm going to do more in that. So here's another lettuce container. And now I'm going to put this in here. Now what I'm going to plant today is my peppers are just not doing very well. My peppers, I've planted them twice already. So I must be doing something wrong. And so what I'm going to do is plant them in one of these. My tomatoes did fine. These flowers and herbs did fine. So I'm going to do some peppers in one of these containers and hope that it's going to do better, because I know that the peppers need really hot heat to germinate. So I'm going to actually make a little hot box, because like these I made a hot box for, and they did very well. I have another one. Oh, this one I made a hot box for. So you can see it was a lettuce box. And these are yarrow and nicotiana. And they did really well. So I'm going to try it. I bought some more peppers. And I'm going to have to pause you because I got to go get them. Okay. So I've got Anaheim, I've got pimento, I've got yellow Wander, it's a bell, and banana pepper. And these are the Anaheims that I saved from last year. Okay, so I saved them from last year. I'm not sure, how good they are. If I haven't gotten them to come up a few times, I think what I'm going to do is just plant a whole bunch. Then if I get 3 or 4, maybe they'll work. Pimento, this is called sweet pepper, Ashe County pimento. Ashe County is a county near us here. So that's nice. It's a local brand. It's a local seed. And very many left. So I'm going to put, half of them. Put the other half back in. Just in case I need to do it one more time. Now the Yellow Wonder, I am not really sure if that's what this is. These are some bells that I saved. They were bells that I grew last year. And I have a lot more of them. So I might actually do a ton of them. They just don't, they may not be very good. I don't know if you can see that, but they just don't look like they have that oomph and the thickness. So maybe I won't. Maybe I won't do these. Let's see. Heck. Well, maybe I will. I don't see any more pills. I'm going to do them all. I'm just going to do them all. Then if I have to buy some, oh well. I might have to buy some. But I'm going to do these things thick. Thick, thick, thick. I'm actually going to do them a little bit further out. I may not have let them get mature enough. I don't know if you can tell this. I'm going to put this in my hands. Let you see a difference here. So this one is the pimento that came out of a pack that I bought. You can kind of see this pepper seed looks a little bit full. It doesn't have any creases around the edges. This is one, these are the ones that I got out of my own peppers. They don't look full, so they very well may not do. Again, maybe there's one in there. Maybe there's one. One. Come on, let there be just one. There can be only one. And then my bananas, my banana peppers. We love banana peppers. We will put them on salad and stir fry and just everything. It's just one of my go-to peppers. And I'm going to do the rest of these because guess what? I have 3 packs. Okay, so I saved a little bit of dirt when I put this in here. And I'm going to sprinkle it on the top. And these are kind of flat, as you can see. And they don't need a lot, but peppers take a very long time to germinate. You know, they're very, very hard. And so they really need actually more than just that little flatness. Think of it as you take the pepper seed and you turn it up on its end. And it's, you know, 1/4 inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch tall. So that's probably how much dirt you want to put on the top of it. And I'm just going to pat that down. And then I'm going to water it. This is the bottle I used for my water, and I'm going to spray it on there just to get it a little bit moist. You know how it goes. You turn it on its side, and it's not going to do it. One way to skin cat. Just moistening it down. Ooh, there you go. Get some good water on there. And then I will come back and water it again and water it in really good when I get some more water in my bottle. And this has got a lid. Somehow. And then these like to be really, really, really hot. And peppers need high heat to germinate. So I'm going to actually put them into the hottest spot on this tray. This is my hottest spot. It's got the grow light here. It's got the grow light here. Really, this right here is probably the hottest spot. But I'm going to put it right here so it's out of the way. And they could take a couple weeks to germinate. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait. I hope that was a little bit helpful, and I will have more videos on more things later.